Hello and welcome to another Royal Reviewer Saturday night live chat, 10 o'clock GMT, Talk of the Crown. Hello and welcome. I hope you've all had a really lovely and amazing week. Today I am wearing red. I am wearing a beautiful red, I don't know what you call it, like a military jacket with, of course, the Queen's star brooch and the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. Why not? Why not wear that? So, I can see people already in the chat room, so hello and welcome to you all. I'm hoping notifications are going out. They should do because I haven't posted any videos today, so we should be okay. Just to explain about slow mode, it means you can only post one comment every 60 seconds. It is, of course, to help control the speed and flow of the chat. It helps me and it also helps the moderators. And it also helps prevent against trolls, just keeping on pressing buttons and sending all kinds of messages our way that we don't want to hear. So I'm sorry, but we do have slow mode on. Just thought I'd make that aware. Also, I would like to give a big thank you to all of the amazing moderators. So thank you so much for all of your help. Mwah, goes out to you all. Let me just mute my computer because I can hear it talking. I'd left the volume up. Right, so hello. Jill Beck says, you are royally fabulous. Thank you so much. Oh, PJR didn't get a notification. I have no idea why. You probably should have got one today. And thank you to everyone who has said hello. So, some of the things that we're going to be talking about today, I will read a little bit about what I'm going to, some of the things that I've got on my list, but I'm sure, you would all mention those anyway in your comments. So, I am going to be talking about the royal visit Pakistan. Of course, William and Catherine. We are going to be talking about the Sussex's African tour documentary, the one where ITV released a snippet of Meghan talking about how she feels, which of course is going to air tomorrow, tomorrow at 9 o'clock in the UK. And I do believe, it was going to air on ABC, but I forgot the date and time. So someone, I'm sure, will remind me when it goes out on ABC. But tomorrow it's 9 o'clock in the UK, 9 o'clock PM. So I said yesterday that I would do a live chat straight after this documentary to talk about everything that I've seen in it. I will make notes because I'm that sort of person. And so join me tomorrow for a Sunday night chat. As soon as that documentary finishes, I will go on air and we can talk about what was in it. And of course, it's important, I think, to remember to kind of watch it as a whole piece rather than just a sound bite or a snippet. So that will be very, very interesting. I'm looking forward to that immensely. Princess Beatrice has also been out at the Countess Olympia's wedding. So we'll be looking at some photographs of that. Also, what sort of surprised me today, there is a royal rich list that has come out. So I'll be hopefully dissecting some of that royal rich list. The Queen has been out at Ascot for Champions Day, and we'll also be touching on, of course, the state opening of Parliament and anything else that you guys want to bring up. So I have no idea what order I'm going to do any of those in, but I want to read some comments first. Let's have a look what people are saying. Oh, people from all over the world: Sweden, Lancashire, a bit closer to home in Lancashire. Brekal says, hello from Kingston, Ontario, Canada. A small city with lots of royal connections, of course. Queen's University, chartered by Queen Victoria. The Princess's Regiment, that Princess Diana visited a few times. Yes, of course, Canada, a big, huge royal connection. Colleen says, love the brooch, thank you. Oh, Sylvia, thank you. October the 23rd on ABC for the African Sussex's documentary. And I think it was it 10 PM? 10 PM, I think, ABC. Do check, just in case myself or anyone else has got the information wrong, do check. But it's definitely round about then. In fact, that probably is correct anyway. Yes, people are saying 10 PM on ABC. Okay, obviously check your time difference, because I know, see, the UK is small, we only have one time zone. Whereas I know America or Canada, lots of other countries around the world, Australia, are massive and they have different time zones. So do check out your own time zone, just to make sure, or just set your recorder. Diana Neal says, hello from Kingston, Ontario. I was laughing because I was just thinking about the old-fashioned VHSs. You know, where you used to put the big, massive brick tape in, and used to set your VCR to record at certain times, to come on and go off at certain times. Those were the days. I remember doing that. Annie M says, hi everyone, long time not in time for chat. Greetings from a hot Barbados. Ooh, now that would be lovely. I would love to be on a beach in Barbados right now. I really would. Escape from everything. Jan Williams says, scary moments for William and Catherine in that electrical storm. Yes, I think you're referring to the storm that kind of halted some of the flights for a while. But, you know, they do pass. Electrical storms, you know, are kind of, they're not normal, but you know what I mean. They are kind of normal in the aviation world. So, yeah, nothing to really worry about. Let's have a look. Veronique says, what a beautiful red and brooch. Yes, I just felt like wearing red today. I don't know why. I've got a royal wardrobe and I just selected red. If you saw my patrons only chat, I showed you inside my I took you inside my closet. I did. I took you on a tour of inside my closet for my patrons only chat. You've seen inside my closet. Barbara says, you look so regal today. Fabulous. The Sussex's African Trip ITV documentary will be broadcast in the States on ABC Wednesday the 23rd at 10 p.m. Eastern and 9 p.m. Central. And I'm sure there are other time zones as well, so do check it out. Yes, I would still love to go to Frogmore, but I haven't seen any more of those coach trips come up yet. What's the weather there? Well, it's been kind of sunny and it's been a little bit rainy over the last few days, so mixed. I would say mixed weather. But it has started going colder again in the evening, so I have got my heating on at the moment. Helene, I have no idea why your messages are not coming through, but I can read it because I've just read it, so that one got through. Deirdre says, I'm worried about Meghan. I pray she doesn't have a nervous breakdown. Well, as we know now, that was filmed during the throes of the African tour. So, yeah, I mean, it wasn't terribly too long ago, was it? So, and of course, we have to remember that those words were spoken before Harry and Meghan launched their legal action. So it was before they took any steps, or rather before they felt they could take the steps to defend themselves against the racism and the bullying that's been going on, of course, which Harry spoke about in his statement. Now, of course, you know, I must say, nothing in law has been proved against that, because obviously those are ongoing cases. However, we do know, we can confirm the thrust of Harry and Meghan's litigation that they are putting forward in their letters, in their statements. But like I said in yesterday's video, I did a whole video, by the way, on this, and you know, one of the things that I said was it's the human aspect of it, because we had the statement from Harry about what they were going to do, and although you can get emotion from a statement, words can be quite harsh, and you can't always get, I suppose, the human element, the human connection from a written down statement. And what you actually got from Meghan was the human face of what they were talking about in the statement. And of course, like I said, this was prior to those statements going out. So at that point in time, Meghan felt like she had no recourse for justice, that she couldn't say anything, that she couldn't do anything. And I think it's also important to remember that at that point, and we know this is true from Harry's statement, he said that this has been a long time in the making. They have taken a lot of care, a lot of time, a lot of attention to detail to be able to have taken the action that they took at the time they took it. So, yes, if they took that long to be able to say something, to stand up for themselves, people expecting other members of the royal family to do exactly the same, just look at how long it took Harry and Meghan to stick up for themselves. That's all I'm saying. So it's taken a lot of careful planning, a lot of effort, time, and even then, Harry said, this is not the safe option, but it's the moral option. It's what they feel is the correct option, the moral option. But like I said, there is no guarantee that this is going to be successful. We don't even know if these cases are going to happen. The two individual cases, we don't know if they're going to happen next year. Some people are talking about 2021. So, this could be quite a long way off, and that's why I think it was very important to see a human side of it. And what we saw in Meghan was the pain, the frustration, the hurt. We got all of those emotions and many more. We got from that clip. And as I said, in yesterday's video, it was an extract. Let me just drink. It was an extract, so we don't know, the whole context around it in terms of the approach. I do feel that that ITV would have broached the palace with the kind of subjects that they were going to talk about. So I do think that Meghan knew that she was going to be asked about it, and I think she agreed to that. However, I think the entire conversation was completely natural. I don't, I've heard some people say it was scripted. I don't think it was scripted at all. Meghan most certainly wasn't acting. It was raw human emotion. I think the conversation, you can tell that Tom Bradbury, he was having a proper conversation. Meghan gave a little something, and then he asked a question on the back of her answer. So it definitely wasn't scripted. I can pretty much almost 99.9% I am certain that it was not scripted. It seemed very natural and off the cuff. Although, like I say, I do think that the palace would have approved the line of questioning beforehand, because otherwise that would just be rude. And I don't think that ITV would do that, would do anything to upset the royals if obviously they wanted that sort of access for the future. Let me see what people are saying. And by the way, I spoke about this at length for about 30 minutes in my other video, so do go and check that out if you want to hear me going on more about it. Let me see what people are saying. Let me see. PJR says, I have a feeling that it was scripted just so she could keep her composure. Otherwise, she might have really broken down. I know I would have. Well, I think she's strong. I think she's a strong character. Although, even the strongest of characters feel hurt and, feel the abuse and feel the pain. And I think that's what we saw. But no, I really genuinely do not think it was scripted. I think, like I said, the line of questioning was probably pre-approved. But I certainly think what took place after the initial questioning, I think it was more a conversation and more of a natural conversation. That's my gut feeling about it. No, it's not a new tiara. I've had this one ages. Let me see what people are saying. Sean says, we love you, Meghan. Oh, hashtag we love you, Meghan trended for 16 hours yesterday. I hope Meghan sees the outpouring of love she's receiving from the globe. We don't know what she sees. Obviously, she said that she doesn't like to listen to the noise, but we don't know. I mean, obviously, to be that upset about it, she's obviously aware of it. So, I don't think she sat there at the computer, Googling herself or Twittering, her own name, that kind of thing. But I think she does obviously hear about, the general gist of what's going on. She must see the headlines and that kind of thing. So, although I think she tries to keep out probably the real, searching and digging for things, if there's something going on in the press about you, of course you are aware of it, and that's enough. That's enough to start to bring you down. But like I say, I think she is a very strong character, and she has done amazingly with all of the things that she's been facing. Okay, let's go up, because I've skipped all the way down to the bottom by mistake. Leslie says, I can't imagine answering those questions knowing millions of people would watch. Well, yeah, it's tough. I mean, it's a tough old gig, you know. But I think by that point, I mean, like I said, this was prior to those statements going out about the lawsuits. I think she was ready to speak out. I mean, you know, I think she'd been almost chomping at the bit, because it does kind of go against any of your natural instincts to not talk back to what's going on. So I think she must have been literally chomping at the bit to say something. And I think, you know, she knew that this was coming out probably after they would be able to release those statements. So, like I say, I think it just puts a very human element to it, and you really get to see what the effects of it are on an individual, and it's not good. You know, people are right to be hashtagging, you know, and showing support to Meghan, because, you know, she looked broken in that bit. Like I said, I still think she's strong. I think she's a strong cookie. She's got her support team behind her. She's got Harry. She's got her mother. You know, she's got people and a team that she's built around her. So she's not on her own. I don't think people have got to worry about her being on her own. Harry is doing a really good job of trying to protect her as best as he can, and we've got evidence of him doing that, obviously. So, you know, she's not alone, but obviously the outpouring of support, I'm sure, I hope that she gets to see that, and hopefully that will, you know, bring her some kind of comfort. Sylvia says, breaks my heart, she's going through this. We are so proud of her here in the US. And Yasmin says, if you really think about it, the press going on with so much drama over petty things, the Duchess should not be going through this. Yeah, I mean, I've been sick and tired and fed up of all these petty, stupid things for, what, 6 months now? I think, you know, there was a point where it was getting me down, and I had to kind of, in fact, I still am, to a large part, switching off from it. Yes, you know, I have to kind of keep abreast of what's going on. But when it comes to the really sicko stuff that's especially being put out on people's personal blogs and on YouTube, there are obviously some vile YouTube channels. I blocked them. I clicked the button on the news feed, and I said, I don't want to see any more videos from this channel. And I haven't. And I have to say, I feel so much better for just having blocked them out, because I don't want to see it. I got so sick and fed up. And these are the sorts of channels where it's like, it's just ridiculous stuff. You know, Archie is a baby doll. The royal family are lizards. I mean, just block. I mean, really, just block them. If you are as sick and as fed up of this nonsense as what I am, just block them. Just block. So yeah, and they're not unblocked either. Thank you to Sue, who says I look very handsome today. Thank you. I'm just going to scoot all the way down to the bottom. Cynthia says, I think people forget just because they are royal that the media can be as abusive as they want to be, which is ridiculous, which is terrible. Well, no, I mean, obviously, you know, people can't be abusive. I mean, there's, you know, sometimes, you know, royals, celebrities, people in the public eye do things that are wrong. And, you know, the press should be able to pick up on those things. I am not saying in any way, shape or form that Meghan and Harry or any other royals have done anything wrong. But, you know, we have to keep, I suppose, an open press. But where we need to draw the line is when they are outright lying, or they're taking little snippets of an element of truth, a grain of truth, and then spinning a complete yarn. Or, as Harry's obviously indicated in his statement, literally just spinning a whole narrative, and then all of them gang up on a particular individual or a couple or a group. That obviously is just not acceptable in any way, shape or form, and it will be very interesting to see what happens in the court of law when this case or these cases do come about. Coffee or Tea says, this is what I do. I block all of the haters and crazy. Block the crazy. Hashtag block the crazies, yes. Helen says the media was complaining about the soccer team getting racial abuse and some of them are doing the same. Seems like yes, there was a case that there was a football match. It was an away game and England footballers, one in particular, had to suffer the abuse of monkey chants. And it wasn't the English fans. And that was horrendous. And you actually saw this poor bloke, walking over to the ref and saying, hey, can you hear this? Obviously everyone could hear it, all these monkey chants going on. And it was despicable. But like I said, I will say that was not here. Was it here? I think they were away. Sorry, I don't follow football, but I think they were playing away. I think it was in a foreign stadium, and it was the opposition. And it was just disgusting. And, I hope that, that country takes measures to do something about it. But yes, it made the media hugely back here. It was a really, really big abuse story here in the UK that got a lot of public support. Support behind him as an individual. Annie M says, I agree with you with the blocking of people and channels. I did the same. Can't take the negativity. It's up to it. I just got fed up of it. I couldn't take any more. I really couldn't. So it's just gone. And I'll just concentrate on what I'm doing rather than what other people are doing. Constance says, I just refuse to watch mean-spirited and hateful videos. I think I agree. And Constance says, I've read that one, but I'll read it again because it's good. I just refuse to watch mean-spirited and hateful videos. Yes, deja vu. Cat Lover says, where is the best place to send support postcards for Harry and Meghan? Buckingham Palace, seeing as their offices are under there. Rose says, yes, negativity becomes tiresome. Tabloids feed on sensationalism, and that usually means something outrageous and negative. It does indeed. And Angelica says, you look lovely. Have you lost more weight? Oh, well, the last time I weighed myself, I lost another ½ pound. And yeah, I mean, this is the medium one I've got, and I've kind of, I might be looking a little bit svelte. I don't know. I can see ribs nowadays. So there we go, look. It's like one of those illusion dresses, isn't it? Yeah, no, I think I have lost a little bit more, yes. It's like my illusion dress. Thank you, Coffee or Tea. Elect Lady says, also I hate the way they try to compare... Oh my goodness, yes. Comparing royals is like, I don't know. It's like comparing, a liqueur chocolate with a nut chocolate. They're just completely different. They're both chocolates, but they're completely different. They might be in the same box, but they're very different, and you can't really judge them or compare them because they're completely different entities, and it just annoys me when people even try to. So yes, I would agree with that sentiment. Other chocolates are available. Sean says you can actually send letters to Clarence. Yes, I mean I've sent them to Kensington Palace. I've sent them to Clarence House. I've sent them to Buckingham Palace. I've sent them to different places and had replies. But some of them, like I think my Clarence House one still got a reply from Buckingham Palace. So they all kind of make their way around. Yes. Christine says, didn't Prince Charles give her the nickname Tungsten? Well, I don't know whether that was actually true or not. Kelly says you need a tailor to adjust that. Oh, maybe I just buy a small. I don't know. No, to be honest, it's okay. It's fine. I mean, if I don't pull it tight, it still works. But you know, if I did pull it tight, it's like cinch it in at the waist. Oh, cinched. Louisa says, I would like to see anyone royal speak out on behalf of Meghan. She is fabulous and they are totally blessed to have her. They should not try to hide her light. And Annie M says, people's all. I received 2 beautiful photos from the Sussexes, a wedding photo and one of Archie's christening. Ooh, well done. Have to buy 2 silver frames for them. Ooh, yes. And take a picture and post it. Sue says, why would we want Catherine and Meghan to be the same? We want to... Yeah. celebrate the differences. Why can't we be happy to be different? And it's nice to be different, and it's good to be different. We don't have to put people in the same boxes. LD Poodle wants to put a few stitches in. Ethan the King says, how do I think the tour went? Oh, very well. I mean, again, it was a very politically sensitive tour. And I think William and Catherine handled it really, really well. I mean, of course, you know, that is going to be their future role. They are going to have to take on, you know, the really more sensitive things, and they did. It was obviously at the request of the government, on behalf of the Queen, because otherwise, you know, if the Queen was younger, it would have been the Queen doing it. So they are, of course, deputising for the Queen. And my best moment of the whole tour, and I'm going to have to bring it down to fashion, I'm afraid, because this was just a moment. It was a moment in time that I didn't think personally I would see. And it's taken many, many, many years for William to actually outdo Catherine in the fashion stakes. And in my view and my own opinion, I think he did it with that green cultural ensemble. And I'm not going to get into what the cultural ensemble is called, because people gave me about 5 different names of what it's called. But you know the one, that lovely, beautiful green colour, where Catherine was wearing the stunning evening gown, and normally that outfit would have been enough to, you know, to blow anybody out of the park. But no. For me, William finally did it. After all these years of marriage, he did it. He finally outdid his wife. And I'm going to give William the golden fan flap for finally, in my view, upstaging Catherine. And I think he did it beautifully. I mean, he just looked so good. I mean, I suppose if this was green and plain, this would probably look a little bit similar. But it was like a long, I'm going to call it a tunic just to be safe. Because I know it has a cultural name, but I got 5 different cultural names. So I'm not going to get into it. But anyway, I'm going to call it a tunic. And it was long and green and beautiful. It matched Catherine's dress. They looked amazing as a couple. In fact, actually, together, I would say that's probably the best couple look I have seen for a very, very long time. But yes, for me, William actually outshone her. And of course, bringing it back to a little bit more, you know, better territory, the engagements as well were also very poignant and addressing a lot of modern issues that really matter to people today. And we've seen that in recent years. The younger royals, Harry and Meghan, William and Catherine, they're all tackling these issues. You know, social injustice, the environment, are all issues that are really pressing and important for the generation, well, for anyone's generation, but in particular for the young people coming up. You know, we have to be thinking about our world, our environment, our future, rights of women and girls, and education, health, social care, and these were all, you know, issues that they did tackle on the tour. So I think they handled it really, really well. I mean, it wasn't a long tour. It was what, sort of 4 full days over about 5. But they did do an amazing job. And yeah, I mean, please let me know your favourite moment of that tour. Dorothy says, William looked very unique in his outfit. It suited him. I mean, I'm not going to say he's going to carry on wearing, you know, Pakistani cultural dress here in the UK, but that suited him. I think he's found his colour as well. Please, William, wear more of that green. I mean, I actually think he looks really dashing. I do. And I have to say, I probably haven't thought that he's looked dashing for many a year. Ooh, I know, shade. I'm casting some shade. But I actually felt like, you know what? I actually think he looked good, if you know what I mean. And yes, I don't know, that outfit and that colour really did it. It did. Let me know what you think. Helen says, thank you for reading my comments. Didn't know where the game was, just heard the reporting. Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, to be honest, I'm not a big football fan, so I didn't really... Don't ask me what team it was. I haven't got a clue. But I did obviously hear about all what was going on with it. Sharon says, there was a news story about half a dozen ministers walking out of the dinner because they couldn't... Oh, I've not heard that story. I think I missed that one. Leslie says, do you think the Duchess helped the Prince pick that tunic? Well, I mean, obviously, when they're planning the wardrobes, it's in consultation with the royals, but they do have help. You know, Catherine and William wouldn't have planned every single outfit themselves. They would have had advice. And of course, you know, colours, jewels that they're wearing, styles of clothing, you know, they always want a mix of the UK and the country that they're visiting. In this case, it was Pakistan. So they would have obviously had Pakistani influences with the fashion choices. So I think they would have had help. But I also think that obviously Catherine perhaps would have chosen the colour. I think they probably, with that particular outfit, I think they would have started with Catherine's ensemble first. And I think she would have probably chosen the green. And then they would have made William's suit, his cultural suit, to match the colour of her dress. So I think the starting point would have been Catherine's dress, her gown, and then they would have matched William in. That's what I'm feeling, because it's easier to kind of match that kind of a suit in with a big spangly dress, rather than the other way around. So in that respect, I would say yes, Catherine did have influence, but not directly on his tunic. It would have just been decided that, you know, he would dress appropriately and culturally, you know, to show respect. Karine says, Catherine was flowing beautifully through the trip. Yes, she was. Indeed. Mona Lisa Smile says, it's heartwarming to see many people have expressed their support for Meghan online, even starting the hashtag. Hashtag We Love You Meghan. Yes. Helen says, fab colour on William. Wasn't it just? In fact, I think I want something. I think, am I kind of William's shade? I think I might be William's kind of shade. And, I think I need to have that green. I think I really do. Our coat says, do you have any plans for a special Halloween? Yes, I do have plans for a special Halloween ensemble. Becky says, all the young royals are doing a great job. They are indeed. Annette says, for some reason, the green outfit made William look younger and attractive. Yes, that's what I was saying. He looked fine. He did. As he used to in his younger years. There was a piece of hair falling on his forehead that took away from the staid, boring look. I didn't notice the hair. I really didn't notice the hair. But he looked fine. He did. Samantha said, since Posh and Bex did... Yes! It reminded me a bit of Posh and Bex. Victoria Beckham and David Beckham. Posh and Bex in the UK, as we call them. Yes, do you remember those leather ensembles? The leather catsuits. Oh, wow. Yes, she wore like a leather catsuit. And didn't he wear black leather trousers and a leather jacket? Oh, imagine if they did that. Oh, and the sarongs. Imagine if they came out in sarongs like Posh and Bex. Yes. Google them. Google Posh and Bex matching outfits. Oh, in fact, I think I'm going to. Shall I do it now? Oh, yes. I've got to. Oh, here they are. Look. Oh, my goodness. Here is the outfit. The matching catsuits. The matching black leather outfits. Oh, look. Isn't that fabulous? Imagine William and Catherine doing that. Yes. Oh, that was amazing. Where's the sarong? Oh, I can't find the sarong. Just Google Posh and Bex sarong. It'll come up. But yes, that would be everything. Can you imagine? Yes, William looked very regal indeed. No more news on Charles's documentary, but it is coming out very soon. Ethan the King says, wish the tour included more of Pakistani's natural beauty, but I guess that could be down to security. It's a different place to the Queen's visit in 1961. It is. I mean, they've moved on tremendously since 1961, as has so many places across the globe. I mean, when I was reading about the tour itinerary, we did say that there was going to be lots of scenery, and we didn't kind of get a lot of that coming back, I have to say. So yes, I echo your thoughts, I feel. Rosary says, matching is important. I once went for a job interview and had to buy an outfit for it after work. I started from the shoes up because I have big feet for a woman. Well, that's always a good place to start. Rose says, William looks more like king material as time goes by. He also gave Catherine the attention she deserved. Her speeches were profound. Yes, indeed. Ooh, I think I have a donation from Aminata Jah. 23.99. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. It really does mean the world to me. And of course you get the golden fan flap. And I get to cool down. Mwah! Thank you very much. Let's scoot down a little tiny bit. Ooh, hang on. Barbara has just joined the chat and says, what do you think of Meghan's honesty? I really liked her perfect match for Harry. Oh, what do you think of Meghan's honesty? I thought you were going to say, what do you think of Meghan honestly? What do I think of her honesty? Yes, like I said, I've already spoke about it. I think it was putting a human element to the whole story, and I thought it was very brave. And I think she was ready. I'm just summarising what I said earlier. I think she was ready to speak out, and it was very brave. Did I notice William's velvet slipper flats worn on that evening? No, I didn't. I didn't notice the feet. Were they? What colour were they? Were they matching green? Oh, I want some. I really, really do. Yeah, oh, can you imagine William and Harry both wearing those outfits together? Oh, I think I've just swooned. I think I've just swooned and gone to heaven. Oh my goodness. Oh. Seriously? What colour would Harry's be? If William's was green. Red. Red. A beautiful red. Oh my goodness. Oh. My goodness. Freeze frame. Oh my goodness. Just don't even do that to me. Just don't. Oh my goodness. Right, yes, heat wave indeed. Oh, Leslie thinks Harry should wear blue. Okay. Yes, I think I need the smelling salts. I think I've just swooned and gone to heaven. Kat Harlem says, is the Christmas service the next time we'll see the entire royal family together? No, of course we've got Remembrance Sunday. Of course. Constance says it was really heart-wrenching to see how much the glacier had shrunk. Maybe that's why we didn't see it, because it wasn't there. But yes, we did get to see a little bit of glacier because they were on there. Was that day one? I'm getting all my days mixed up. It might have been official day one, or you know, sort of day two, but first full day one. I think they may have gone there. Annette says, I don't know what it is about the headscarves, but they make the Duchess look so angelic when they wear them. Both Meghan and Catherine look wonderful, and Diana did too. But yes, I get what you mean about the headscarf. Louise says green looks... Yes, it does. Oh, no. Wait a minute, because you will mess up with my fantasy, because who had red hair with that kind of green outfit? Think about it. Red hair, green outfit. Think Batman. I am not having Harry compared to the Riddler. No. No. That's getting a fan flap. No. I will not have it. I will not have Harry compared to the Riddler. No. No. Don't do it. Stop now. Quit while you're ahead. Stop. Yes. Oh. Animal from the Muppets. Well, I was thinking Riddler, but you suggested animal. Okay. Lady Lloyd says, I agree. Yeah. No. Just no. CD says, I think Harry and Meghan should wear cobalt blue. Ooh, yes. Blue I'm okay with. Auntie Dee's is laughing. Jojo says you're hilarious. Thank you. I run out of rose mist. I do need rose mist. Annette says you're so funny, but I'm swooning with you, and I like red. Oh yes. Oh yes. Mm. Candice Barry says you've gone pink, or is the room hot? Well, it is. Maybe I've just gone pink. I am having a hot flash. G. Rob says I think the brain most likely started as some sort of jellyfish and evolved from there. No, we all started as single-celled amoebas in a, was it a myocardial soup? Yes, a myocardial soup I think it was called, or something or other. Something of that nature. Yes, I need some ice, I really do. Dorothy was thinking of Fergie. Kelly says the only way that would happen is if Harry had question marks all over the ensemble. I still think we'd get the touch of Riddler if it was green with the red hair. No. It's just not going to happen. Anne Fergie says, why was it said this week it's official that the Queen passed on the Queen's Commonwealth Trust? Oh, I don't know why it said that. Where were you watching that? She's passed on nothing. My goodness. Well, wherever you heard that from, it's a load of rubbish. So, probably not even worth mentioning. PM Smile, it's probably one of those channels I've blocked. PM Smile says, William wears the black velvet flats when he wears a tuxedo on different events. Ooh, well, I love Prince Edward's footwear too. Oh, I love his velvet slippers. They are amazing. 386 watching, wow. Yes! What? Well, for me, it only says 14 thumbs up. Yes, I think I need more thumbs up, people. The Queen has had a busy week, and I'm going to talk about the Queen now because I'm going to talk about the Queen today, actually. Because the Queen was out today at the races. She was at Ascot, and it was the Champions Day at Ascot. So I'm going to share a link. Again, you can choose to open it or choose to not open it. It's the decision is with you, and I will put this link in the description if you're watching on catch up, so that you can see it. So let me just scoot down to that one. So I'm not going to read the article, but we are going to look at the Queen. She was out today, and she was wearing a beautiful lilac. Now I love this ensemble. It's kind of really fresh. I mean, you know, seeing as we are in the throes of autumn, where we can kind of be expecting the Queen to transition her colours from summer to more of the sort of reds, browns, sort of umbers, oranges. I mean, still, you know, quite nice, vibrant colours, but more of the autumnal colours. Here she is in lavender, whatever you want to call it. I would call it. They're saying purple. I would call it more like lavenderish colour. But anyway, looks amazing and stunning. I do think we will start to see a transition of wardrobe very, very soon. Of course, the Lorna handbag, black shoes, matching black gloves, pearls galore, just looking fresh and gorgeous. And I'm just trying to scoot down a bit more. There we go. Now, oh, I love that photograph of the Queen where she's peering over the balcony. She takes a very keen and very fine interest in what's going on. Nothing escapes her gaze, I have to say. She is still sharp as a button. Sharp as a pin, I should say. She knows what's going on. She really does. So don't try and fool her, because she'll send you to the tower. She knows what's going on. So there she is, enjoying her favourite pastime, of course, horses. The gloves are off, and she is holding onto that rail and looking down with a keen eye. I'm loving her lipstick as well. Looks rather gorgeous. You can kind of see in the next photograph. Oh, she's pointing. Now, I do love a good royal point. She's doing this in the next photograph. Beautiful fabric. I don't quite know what the fabric is. Is it like a bucle? B-U-C-L-E or something of that nature? I think it might be that sort of fabric, although I could be wrong. The beautiful cotton candy hair, cascading, beautifully set beneath the hat. Gorgeous. And yes, pointing into what's going on. Yes, she's got the royal point. Let me see if I can do the finger. Yes, like this. Yes, well, what's that horse doing? Is that my horse? Has it won? Has my horse won? Yes. There she is there. Now, the next photograph, she's walking. It's always good that you can still walk at 93, isn't it? And she most certainly can. Walking steps the lot. Now, here she is presenting the Queen Elizabeth II Stakes Cup. Say that fast 3 times. The Queen Elizabeth II Stakes Cup. Say that 3 times fast. Looking gorgeous, laughing and smiling and beautiful. And then kind of the photographs kind of do the same kind of thing. But yes, just looks stunning and beautifully young at 93. Let's have a look. Sharona says you look good. However, you've lost that weight. Well, I think I haven't really been trying to lose the weight. I just have. She is indeed a goddess amongst all people. Bassani Gold says, I shall be standing outside the Royal Albert Hall to see Meghan next week. Never done anything like that before, just showing support. Ooh, that sounds amazing. I hope you get a good position, but you'll probably have to get there. Oh, I don't know how long. I don't know. I mean, I know with some of the really huge events, people camp out overnight. So I don't know. You'll have to try and get a good spot. Try and get there early. Winnie says, love it when you mimic Her Majesty. Rhymes with bouquet. Yes, well, one would like to, wouldn't one? Is that one's horse? One doesn't know. Yes. Okay. My husband and I. Karine says, good for you. And lots of people say, oh, perhaps lilac, says our coats. Yeah, lilac, lavender. I think, yeah, more lilac. Probably we'll go with lilac. Cathy says, have the royals ever done joint tours? I mean, you know, William and Harry in the past. I know, William, yeah, was it William? Tagged on to some, I think he went with Prince Charles to Canada. Did Harry go as well? I think Harry went. Did Harry go? And everyone was, of course, was swooning over William during that tour. I remember that. But no, I mean, it's not kind of done to sort of, like, you wouldn't, for example, send Charles and Camilla with, you know, Prince Andrew or, you know, Edward and Sophie on the same tour, really. H. King says, that one of her pointing, the expression reads, yes, that'd be it. Yes. You know, don't you? Robert Reeves says, the fabric is called boucle, pronounced boucle. Oh, there you go. I got the right one. That was what I was referring to. I just kind of spelt it wrong. Okay, boucle. Boucle, a bit like bouquet. But it was boucle. Cynthia says, heard that the Queen is delaying knee surgery due to Brexit. Why would she delay her knee because of Brexit? Oh my goodness. You can blame a lot of things on Brexit, but the Queen's knee, you cannot blame. No. What good would it do? I mean, she can do anything she needs to do from a hospital bed, wherever she's recovering. No. Brexit has not delayed the Queen's knee. No. No. Our coat says, the Queen once filled in for Elliot while she was She did. She did a whole channel takeover. Southern Belle says, tea with the little girl in the hospital was precious. And yes, Her Majesty looks absolutely majestic indeed. I have no idea. Oh, how many thumbs up? 141 thumbs up apparently, with 374 watching. Tess says, can you please do another live chatting character? Well, I wanted to do a character, and I can't find an appropriate wig. There was a character I really wanted to, well, a royal family member that I really wanted to do, and it would have been fabulous, but can I find a wig to emulate this character's hair? This character has a very, I'm not going to say who it is, I'm sure you can probably guess, but this character, this royal, has a very unique hairstyle. Very unique hairstyle. And I cannot find a wig to match that hairstyle. I have tried and I have failed. So maybe you can guess whose character I'm talking about. But nobody has this character's hair. There are no wigs made to match this hair. Yes. So I wanted to do a whole live chat in that character, and I can't find a wig. and I don't know how to style a wig to make it look. I don't know how this character gets this character's hair to look the way it does. I have no idea. I don't know what they do to it. I mean, it might even be a wig itself. I don't know. I'm not putting it. I'm not surmising. It could even be a wig itself. I don't know. But there we go. Camilla. Well, I'm not going to say who it is. Someone's guessed it. Someone's guessed it in there, but I'm not going to say who. I think a lot of people have guessed it. And can anyone find a wig to match? I can get the outfit, but the wig is hard. But I could definitely. I had a good character worked out, and I can't do it because I can't find the wig. Sharon Welch says you can buy a wig and get a hairdresser to. Can you imagine me going into a hairdresser with a wig and saying, "Please, can you make me look like this person in the middle of where I live?" It's not going to happen, people. It needs to be ready-made or something that I can do. Cut out a picture of the hair and wear it as a crown. Oh my goodness. That would be funny, to be fair. Mrs. B says, you need a long hair wig and then brush it up into a sort of top. I can't do that. Who does that sort of thing? I don't even know how this person actually gets their own hair to look that way. It's impossible. It almost defies all logic. It's literally like a million comb-overs, all in different directions. I have no idea how you do it. How does it stay put? Does it have structure in it? Is there anything built in? Is it, I don't know, does it have some kind of metal understructure? I don't know. I really don't know. Is it Trump? Do you know what? It's kind of similar to Trump. It's kind of similar to Trump's, but not quite, but kind of. Elizabeth Regina says, tons of wig shops in New York City. I can get one done for you. No, not the Duchess of Kent. I think most people have guessed it, but there we go. Need to see if I can source the wig from the USA and then get your hairstylist to alter it. Oh my goodness. Can you imagine me going into hairdresser saying, I want this person's hair? They'd think I'd gone mad. Mrs. P said, easy peasy, just a pin at the top holding the ends up. Oh, but I don't know how you... Right, I'm gonna Google it so I can see it again. Like, I have the image in my head. What, you pin it up? Hang on. I really don't know how you do it. Hang on. Like, how? Okay, I'm just gonna... So you'd kind of have it going, like, around, and then, like, up and over? Is that how you do it? But how does it stay... How does it stay at the back? Okay, what would you do with the back bit? I don't know what you'd do with the back of it. It's kind of like... It's a bit like a helmet. Like, how do you get helmet hair? I really don't know. It's a tricky one. It really is. Yes. She teases it. Does she tease it? I really don't know. Yes. One detests a lousy wig. Indeed. Lizzie Vagina says, I'm going to study her hair tonight and find a wig. That would be fabulous. Robin says, they use styrofoam headpiece for wigs. And, can you imagine me doing that? Roger says, Game of Thrones wig, Legolas helmet hair is easy here in America. Pianist Mark says, Anne's hair is long when brushed down. Wonder if she'd ever do a Catherine or a Meghan long blowout. Oh, can you imagine if she changed her hair? Okay, I'll tell you, it was Princess Anne. I wanted to do character as Princess Anne. And I can't find the wig. But can you imagine if Anne surprised us all and she came out with, like, I don't know, it was like straightened and like, I don't know, she had a big bouncy blowout and it was like, it was all bouncy and gorgeous. Can you imagine? That would make headlines. Seriously, that would make the front pages. that would make the front pages. If she came out with like this big kind of like, oh guys, do you remember? Okay, some of you might remember. Do you remember Tia and Tamara from Sister Sister? I used to watch Sister Sister from Nickelodeon. I loved it. I was obsessed. Loved it. I loved the mom, the sassy mom. Love it. Tia and Tamara. Do you remember when Tia and Tamara got their blowouts? Because they had the curly hair, and then suddenly they changed to like sleek blowouts. That just shocked and rocked my world. It really did. Amazing. Yes. Love a bit of Sister Sister. A French twist. Is that what it's called? A dead cat on the... A dead cat on the head. I've got cats, but they're not dead. So no, I can't. HM the King says, the image of you wearing that wig just flashed across my mind, and now I can't stop laughing now. Just use a bird's nest. Okay. Yes, it says Mrs. Fiji, use clips, the top and sides meet together at the back, and don't pull it back super tight like Meghan does. Ooh, so is Meghan only one step away from a Princess Anne? Ooh, who knows? Yes, I'm laughing at dead cats. Yeah, she's had it that way since the 60s. She has indeed. Oh, Kizzy's got to go. Rosie says, yes, Sister Sister. Maybe can get the crew Spitting Image. Oh, do you know what? They're on about bringing Spitting Image back. Oh, what's that about a chignon? You are doing Princess Anne. She has her hair pinned at the back into a type of chignon. Okay. Well, I can't find a wig like it. Tammy says there's an old newsreel here on YouTube about doing Princess Anne's hair. Oh, I could watch that, couldn't I? Yes. Rose says Princess Anne did wear her hair long when she was younger. She did. And Zlee's just made it. Hello. Yes. No. I need to. Can you imagine? I'd get a really nice tight little like a blazer top and get the Princess Anne kind of scarf and a little brooch, and it would be very funny, indeed. With a beard, Princess Anne with a furry face. Yes, you wouldn't mock Princess Anne's furry face, would you? I bet if the press spotted the Princess Anne had a bit of a moustache, I bet they wouldn't put a red circle of shame around that. Can you imagine? They wouldn't have the impertinence, would they? H.N. the King says, should she even decide to ride a motorcycle, it could double as a helmet. I wonder how much hairspray she uses. Yes, but to be fair, like Mrs. Fiji said, Anne and Zara do have beautiful, gorgeous, thick hair. It is gorgeous, I have to say. Jokes aside, we know Princess Anne's had the same hairstyle since the 60s, but Zara and Anne have got a fabulous hair. They really have. Princess Margaret had fabulous hair too. The Queen. They've all the royal ladies have got beautiful hair. They have indeed. Princess Michael of Kent had some really big, scary hairdos. Yes. Yes. Google them, but beware. Ooh, Grandmother Anne says, I just realised that I wear my hair similar to Anne. Ooh, send a picture. I want to see the hair. Conchita Wurst, Princess Royal. Oh my, can you imagine? Yes, that's what I look like with my hair down. Sharona says, talking of hair, do you think Princess Anne does her hair oh, yes, I think no one else does that hair. I think Anne has been doing her own hair for years and years and years and years and years. I mean, does it look like anyone actually does that? I mean, you know, I'm not trying to throw shade, but, you know, I think she does that. That is all her own handiwork, I think. Thank you to Janice. Oh, I love Camilla's hair too, I have to say. Yes, Queen Mary had fabulous hair. She did indeed. Right, now I need to move on from hair, or else we'll literally be stuck on hair the entire time. So, where am I moving on to? I've spoken about... Oh, Princess Beatrice. Here we go. So I'm going to copy and paste a link. You may watch the link or you may not watch the link. The decision is entirely yours. So make that decision wisely. Yes. I'm talking about you. So, I'm going to post the link now. There we go. You may open it now or you may not. It's entirely up to you. Yes. So, Princess Beatrice. So Princess Beatrice was at, and her fiance, Edoardo Mapelli Mozzi. I don't know why the article keeps saying property tycoon fiance. No, it's just Edoardo. And I'm not going to read the article, blah, blah, blah. But they were attending a wedding of French and Austrian royalty today. So Jean-Christophe Napoleon Bonaparte. Love the name. 33. The great-great-great-great-nephew of Napoleon Bonaparte I. Wed. Countess Olympia von und Zuacro-Zinneberg. Say that fast. The great-great-great-niece of the French Emperor's wife in Paris. Wow. What names. Indeed. Amazing. So, we got to see some pictures of... Oh, by the way, we'll talk about the dress. Oh my goodness, the wedding dress. Don't adjust your sets. It was a fail. The dress. Horror. Anyway, that's just my personal opinion, but we'll get to the dress. So, let's have a look at Princess Beatrice. Here we go. Now, she looks gorgeous, I have to say. I do love the floral outfit with the coat. Edoardo is looking very dashing indeed. I love the pinstripe trousers. The kind of plum coloured-y type tie matches in with her dress. Looks really gorgeous. They look very happy, in love, holding hands. Gorgeous, gorgeous. So lots of photos of them. But now the hat. The hat, I think, is very... It's very Sarah Ferguson. I'm wondering if that is a hat she's borrowed from Mother. I really am. Have we seen that hat before? It looks very Fergie, doesn't it? I mean, it doesn't, help, obviously, that Beatrice does look very, very facially and figure a lot like Sarah. But that hat... it matches the outfit, but it just looks very Sarah. It really, really does. Anyway, going down. So it's actually the Vampire's Wife LA floral dress. At the moment, it's in the sale for those of you who want to get it. And there are some alternatives. But the dress, oh my goodness. With all of those names and all of those titles, you'd have thought that she wouldn't just turn up in an oversized doily. I'm speechless. I really am. That dress has to be the most hideous wedding dress I have ever seen in my entire life. It's like she's walking... I mean, I've got a piece of Regina... It's... Regina or Regina, like surface wipe, a bit like a tissue. I am sure it has that pattern on the piece of Regina. What's with the cape? It's hideous. It looks like it's held together with a pair of net tights or net stockings. Ugh. And the hair is up and the tiara is low and it's small. It's hideous. It's absolutely hideous. Words fail me. It really does. No, I'm done. I am done. That outfit is just horrendous. Let's see what people are saying. Who liked it? Who liked it? A piece of Regina. Oh, let me get my Regina. Wait a minute. This. Right, come here. Oh. Look. It's my kitchen roll. Look, this is my Regina. Now, I don't know if you can see, but, okay. Get the image of her dress up. and then look at the pattern on my vagina. Can you see it? Look. It looks like my... Look! That's her dress. I'm saying nothing. It's like she wore a piece of vagina. Vagina... Oh, look, I'll prove it to you. It's either vagina or Regina. The things I do. Look! Oh, other toilet papers are available. Look, Regina, whatever you want to call it. Regina Blitz. It's like she's wearing one of these. My goodness. Right. Yes, I have... Yes, my kitchen rolls is called Regina. There we go. Scott Goff likes it. Janet says, oh dear, yes, I see what you mean about the dress. I would not be caught wearing it, even if I won the lottery. Sharon says, who said you could nick my kitchen roll? Is that... No, it's Regina. Arco says, so sorry, like Mrs. Slocum, I had to step away from my... to feed my kitty. Well, yes, when your pussy's starving, you've got to feed it. Elaine Taylor says, not the paper towel, toilet paper towel. It's the kitchen towel. I keep forgetting the name. Kathy says, looks like big bird feathers. Shrona says, is Ed's surname a double barrel? Yes, I think it's a double barrel name. Oh, I've just made that really big. Oh, what's happened to my screen? Oh, right. Annette says, every time you say vagina, it sounds like you're saying... No, I'm not saying that. Kathy says, who's wedding... Oh, that Olympia woman. Olympia marrying that Bonaparte. I did post a link. Annie says, no, it does not look like your paper. It does. Well, definitely an oversized doily. Well, whatever it looks like, it's hideous. It really is. Yes, a bad choice of material. It's horrible. Jan Williams says, brutal, can't... Do you know, I should be on Fashion Police. They need a new Joan Rivers, don't they? I would be honest. People, I would be honest. Maybe I could do my own Fashion Police. Oh, yes. I could do my own Fashion Police, couldn't I? I can broadcast it on YouTube. Adrian the King says, lucky she didn't wear that dress in the 1790s. That would have been a headless... Yes, it would. Grandmother answered, oh dear, I was wondering where my lace doily table cover went off. An elderly poodle must see it before she sleeps. No, the hat does not complement the outfit whatsoever, and that's Beatrice's. Yes, Eduardo and Beatrice did look good together. Did I post the link of this? Right, I'm going to post it again because I'm not sure if I posted it. There we go. Right, I posted it again. So, if you haven't seen the dress, just take a look at that hideous, vile dress. I wouldn't have been caught dead in it. I mean, literally, dead in it. Just totally horrendous. Is there anything else I can see about that dress that I hate, even more than when I first looked at it? I mean, I'm going to zoom in on it. Dare I? Ugh. Oh, I've seen them. Oh no, the tartar area. Oh, look at that photo. Zoom in on that photo where she's going like that and holding hands with him. Oh, it looks like they're wilting. It looks like wilting tartars. Her Hakuna Matata's are not very regal. Oh. Just no. No. And you know what? That dress probably cost 50,000, 100,000, 200,000. Who knows? You know, I wouldn't even put it in the bargain bucket. I really wouldn't. I'm not even going there. No. It is ghastly. It is absolutely ghastly. It's a debacle, darling. Detestable, darling. Dory says, do a Fashion Police video. You'd be great. Anthony King says, if you draw the Queen on your kitchen towel, you could then call it Elizabeth Regina. Can you imagine? Oh dear. Right. Robin says, you'd be awesome on Fashion Police. Thank you. No, it just, if I see something that I really hate, really, really hate, I'm sorry, I just can't. I really just can't. Joan says, yeah, that dress is a walking disaster. And Lisa says, I'm dying of laughter, you're so funny. Yes, I'm sure. Well, look, she could have just bought rolls of Regina and then kind of ripped it up, couldn't she? And fashioned that dress. What is the meaning of Victorian period? Oh, it means the Victorian period, from when Queen Victoria ascended the throne in what, the 1840s until 1901. That is the Victorian period. Annie says, I don't see anything wrong with the dress. Eugenie wore one with all that confusion behind her and people were in front. Well, hers was kind of a bit more simple. This is like, I don't know, you'd see that sort of net material in a strip club, wouldn't you? With women up and down those poles. They'd wear them up and down their bodies. Like, you know, those all net body stockings. It's that with a bit of Regina stuck on the top. I mean, come on. And I certainly wouldn't thrust a 50 into it. Maybe that's what she's hoping for later. They'll all put 50s in the netting. Sharona says, thank you. If Beatrice will have a very long name after her wedding, she will. She'll have a very long name, yes. They won't be able to fit it on any invitations. Colette says, hey Elliot, hope you're doing well. Have a good evening. It's 6:10 p.m. here in Elkhart, Indiana. H.M. the King says, that dress reminds me of my granny's settee. Oh yes, those things that go on the top of settees. It's just like those. Auntie says, just get a good brassiere and strap up the Hakuna Matatas. Indeed, you need a good lift and separate. You do indeed. Yes, like or a net curtain. Indeed. Right, let's move on from that dress. Because it's just, I just can't. I can't find anything positive that I like about that dress. No. Christopher says, hello lovey, how are you? What's the gossip? Well, we've already had quite a bit of gossip. We've just been discussing Countess Olympia's horrendous wedding dress. Auntie D says, don't bring pole down. Well, you know the ones. They're down there shaking their booty. You know the ones doing their mapukas on the dance floor. You know. Up and down the pole, shimmying in their attire. All hoochie. Curtis says, did you see the interview of Kate in... no, because I haven't been watching the news today. I've been very busy sorting out house stuff. Rose says, has Beatrice's wedding date been announced? No, and I don't expect it to be announced until probably after Christmas. Yes, you'll have to watch the beginning later. Annette says, plus I believe they communicate with each other through their hand-holding, just my opinion, but we can communicate so much through touch. Yes, and they do most certainly look in love, I will say that. Anita says the Flower Girls' outfits were cute. Probably about the only thing that was. Annie M says, I have some chair backs in the design of the dress. That's why I like it. Well, it's fine for your chair, my love, but I wouldn't want to wear it on my wedding day. Most certainly not. Ben says, what is the most powerful personality, Queen Victoria or Queen Elizabeth? Ooh, now. Now, Victoria was known, I suppose, for being a little bit more miserable in later years. I mean, no, understandable. All those children, all those pregnancies, all those bodies coming out of your foo-foo. I mean, it would make anyone miserable. Then, of course, the loss of Albert. It's enough. Then wearing black. And, you know, I think she was probably a little bit more stroppy, shall we say. Now, of course, you know, the Queen obviously has a very forceful personality too. But to answer your question, I'd probably go with Queen Victoria for her stroppiness. That's my own personal thoughts on it. Elvia Poodle says, the only pole I hold on to is the one holding up my drapes. Leslie says, wilting tartars, cannot stop laughing. Well, one of them's almost falling out. Disaster. It's just a complete and utter disaster. Ugh. It's ghastly, darling. That dress was a disaster, darling. It was indeed. 18 says Victoria was a miserable bat. Elizabeth is a goddess. I'm going to echo that sentiment. Lee says you're a crack up today. Well, we almost saw a crack up that dress, didn't we? Never mind a crack up the pole. Annie M says you are really cracking me up. Stop with the cracks. We had enough crack. Greater Bilby says the dress looks okay from the distance, and while she's moving about, it's close up. It's horrendous. Horrendous. Grandmother Anne says happy to hear that Elliot will not wear a copy of that gown on his wedding day. I most certainly will not. Although I need to find a man to marry first. Remember, I've got no man. Catherine Gadboy says, how is house? Oh, it's coming along beautifully. We're nearly getting there, partly with the upstairs rooms, but downstairs is still a mess. I'm still living in Steptoe's yard. Karine says, I hang on to the poles going on the stairs. You're not graceful. Will Beatrice's wedding be televised? We don't know at this point, but people are expecting not this time. Yes, it is water that I'm drinking. Annette says, you're throwing major shade. It's so funny. As for Queen Victoria, she may have hated giving birth, but when she was known to yes, she liked making them, didn't she? Albert must have been blessed, if you know what I'm saying. Thank you to Palmer. And Robin says, Victoria did a lot to enhance human rights. She did indeed. And they touched on that a bit in Victoria, the TV series as well. Cheryl says, so you will have at least 3 hours on the boat. Ooh, what was that for? 3 hours on the boat for what? I think I've missed whatever comment that was. Entirely. How are we doing for time? Oh, we've got about 10 minutes left. So whatever you want to talk about, do let me know. Annie M says, Queen Victoria seemed to be a right old misery. Her face was always stern. She cannot in any way measure up to our goddess Queen Elizabeth. Oh, poor Queen Victoria's getting it tonight, isn't she? Christopher Jack, well, I think Victoria advanced human rights with the help of Albert. Christopher Jacko says, Meghan is like... where's that gone? Oh no, I think I've missed that one. Annette says, major shade. Well, I might be in that kind of a mood today. Maybe I should do my own fashion police. Or drama channel. Yes, maybe I should have my own drama channel where I can actually put shade at people. I don't know. Anyway. You finally made it, says Evelyn. Hello. Yes, I know I'm leaving in about 10 minutes. I'm sorry. It'll be 11:30 in 10 minutes, and I'll need to pack away and get everything sorted and uploaded. Constance says, you've surpassed yourself tonight. Thank you. Annie M says, you are in fine form today. Lordy, Lordy, Victoria and her baby making. Well, imagine squeezing all those out. I mean, crikey. Especially that they didn't have all the pain control back then either. It must have been on fire. Matilda says, please talk about Thomas Markle. Oh, I'm not talking about that letter and Thomas Markle. Here, where's my fan? That's all I've got to say about Thomas Markle and the letter. Lee says, my mum had 11 kids and she's really crabby. Well, there you go. If you've popped that many out, you're going to be crabby, aren't you? You probably can't hold much in. The Greater Bilby says, apparently Queen Victoria started off the whole special wedding. She wore white. Up until then, red was a traditional colour of the wedding dress. But she wore white and she popularised the white wedding gown. Although I'm sure she did not envisage that her trend would concoct several hundred years later, well, 100 and something years later, that monstrosity that Countess Olympia wore to her wedding. I'm sure Queen Victoria would be spinning in a tomb. Pat Long says, quite frankly, I do not want to hear anything about Thomas Mark. No, we're banning all Mark. Unless he says something new and radical, we won't be talking about him anymore. H. the King says, pack away your collection of Victoria's bloomers. Indeed, they're already up and out. I've donated them to charity. Curtis says, Elton John praises and defends Harry's decision to sue the press for phone hacking. Yes, I did hear that. I did indeed. Brady Bilby says, apparently Queen Victoria started off the whole... Oh, I've read that one. Carolyn says, towards the end of her pregnancy, she had some sort of anaesthesia. Well, I think they used to use like, was it chloroform or something that used to sniff? I'm not entirely sure about any injectables by that time, but I think they did used to put like something on a rag that you used to kind of sniff. Yes, the number of children that you had was high because of the mortality rates were higher back then as well. Betsy says, oh no, I've read that one. Annette says, is it the old hacking scandal or a new one? It's the old one, but it's the first time that he has pursued anything in relation to that. Yasmin says, PBS is re-showing Downton Abbey from the beginning. I still need to see the movie. Thank you, Cheryl, I will. Hayden the King says, Queen Elizabeth II was the first royal to be born by caesarean section. Yes, and of course, you know, the Queen Mother was the first to have had a child born by C-section. Yes, I can't wait for Victoria season 4. That will be amazing. MPs. Code says, did MPs reject or not vote in the Queen's speech? No. What happened today was nothing to do with the Queen's speech. It was all about the new revised deal that Boris Johnson had got from the EU. He wanted to put it to Parliament to vote on it. But there was an amendment that was put in on the morning before the actual vote, which basically postponed the vote until they can actually read all of the text better. So they required him to ask for an extension, of which he has said, no, I'm not going to ask for an extension. So now we're at loggerheads, and I don't know what's going to happen, my loves. Palmer says, you bet it was ethanol on the rag? Yes, nearly season 3 of The Crown, 17th of November. Woohoo. Try something vegetarian. It says, greetings, superior being. You're a hetero, pro, equal rights for all. Phone hacking was widespread at the Sun. High Court told the God. Yes, it was. Ben says, why do British people say my friend called Tom instead of my friend named Tom? Because called is another word for named. In the, you might say, I am called Elliot. I might also say my name is Elliot. She's called Mary. Or her name is Mary. It works either way in the UK, my loves. Adrian the King says, spare a thought for poor Queen Anne, who had 17 pregnancies and no children lived to adulthood. I know. Tough. That is really tough. Very horrible. Betsy says, you speak in such an endearing way, calling us your loves. I know. It's a touch of the Kim Woodburns. Where did I get my red jacket from? It was sent. It was a gift, and it was from Amazon. Parmalee Stevens saw the Downton movie even though you didn't watch the series. Well, I'm glad you can watch it as a standalone movie. Mikkel says, I'm called Mary all the time. I hope I find that wig too. Right, I am going to wind up this chat now. So unless there's anything really pressing that you want to talk about, you've got a few minutes to get it in. Because I need to wind up my vagina. Look, my vagina's flapping. Oh, look. Look, I need to get my vagina nice and tight. Let me see if I can tightly roll my vagina. Look. Maybe I could make a whole video of me just winding up my vagina. I could unfurl it, and then I'd make a video of me just winding up my vagina. There we go. Beautiful. Doesn't my vagina look gorgeous? Right. Patron the King says, if you don't find the right wig, you can always ask Anne for hers. I can indeed. I can borrow it off her. Cheryl says, you are a trip. Thank you to 94996675. Change your name. I can't say that. Change it to something, I don't know. Can't you call yourself Bob? Samantha, thank you. Derek says, Queen Victoria had ether and laudanum to help during labour, indeed. Anything says you'd need a spirit channel for that, preferably on a different site. Maybe. I'll get OnlyFans. Annette says, you're so bad tonight. I'm in that kind of mood. Silliness, yes. And there is indeed a surgery for a loose vagina. My vagina's flapping again. Look. Oh. I'm having terrible troubles with my vagina tonight. For those of you who don't know what I'm on about, for those of you thinking I'm being rude, I'm not being rude. It's my vagina. I'll have you know. Yes, indeed. Double entendre. Well, who doesn't love a double entendre? Thank you to Annie M, who has enjoyed the chat. Cheryl's laughing. Well, there you go. It's been in my kitchen for years. Patron the King says, does Molly play with your vagina? Well, Rory is the one that likes to play with my vagina. He stands on the worktop trying to bat it with his paw. Rose says, thank you. Enjoy your single life. Be careful. Not everyone is as honest as you. Regina forever. Rule, Regina. Regina rules the sink. Yes. Great Gobi says, I saw a doco which said that Queen Victoria was pretty much addicted to laudanum. How many vaginas do I have? Well, I had a pack of 2. This came in a pack of 2. So I've actually got 2 vaginas at the moment. I've got one spare vagina and one that I'm currently using to wipe the surfaces with. You know, they're very absorbent. Get some. Yes, wind up your vagina. Enjoy the chat. Take care. Right, I'm off. On that note, I'm off. So, if you've enjoyed tonight's live chat, then please give it a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to share it on social media. And also, do hit that notification bell so that you know whenever I upload a new video. Also, please do remember to subscribe to the channel. And from me, with my Regina, in Shropshire, good night to you all.